Hello guys, welcome back to another video breakdown from Charts Blueprint. In this video, I am going to share my frame continuation scalp trading strategy, just as I promised in my previous video breakdown. Are you a scalper or a day trader that's looking for a strategy with an edge to consistently help grow your small account? Then I suggest you sit back and watch this video till the end. Now, the rules of engagement for the strategy is pretty straightforward. Clearly looking at these three rules, firstly, you want to establish the market's direction and trend from the 1 hour time frame. Afterwards, you move to identifying your areas of interest and area of interest where you want to get in on your trade opportunity in line with the trend bias. And that's simply you look out for broken support turned new resistance to sell and broken resistance turned new support to buy. And lastly, when once price comes to your identified area of interest, you drop down to the 15 minutes or the 5 minutes time frame where you get your entry confirmations. Now, a typical line chart example of this would look like when once you're able to establish the market trend, and from this you can tell very clearly we are in an uptrend in a bullish structure, clearly seeing price presenting us higher highs and higher lows. And when you've clearly identified the market structure in an uptrend, you only want to look to get in on buy trade opportunities, as that would be continuation in line with the market trend. And don't forget, this is a trend continuation scalp strategy. So clearly, we have the market structure to the upside. We're only looking to buy. And then when once we have price give us the II, the next thing we want to do is identify the area of interest where we would love to see the retracement come into for the next buy in force trade opportunity, continuing the trend movement to the upside. And then this is where identifying the area of interest would have the previous level of resistance right here, broken, expected to act as a new support. And when once you have identified this level as an area of interest to get in on the buy continuation in line with the trend, this is where at the retest of this level, you then move down to the 15 minutes or the 5 minutes time frame for your entry confirmations. So typically moving down to the 15 minutes or the 5 minutes time frame, what I would love to see as my confirmation entry would be a structure shift, 10 minutes time frame or 5 minutes time frame structure shift. Now, what you would notice whilst price is making the 1 hourly time frame retracement into our identified hourly time frame area of interest, you tend to notice we would have the 15 minutes or 5 minutes time frame structure to the downside. And then at the top of our level area of interest, what would confirm our lower time frame into signal for buys would be when once we have a clear break of the most recent lower highs, shifting the market structure on the 15-minute time frame from bearish to bullish. And when once we have the structure shifts on the 15 minutes or 5 minutes time frame from bearish to bullish, this would signify the entry signal for buys. Now there are two ways to get in on our entries. We could get in outrightly at the close of the 15 minutes or 5 minutes candlestick that breaks and closes above the most recent lower highs, shifting the market structure from bearish to bullish. When once we have the candlestick close, we could get in on our buys, then stop losses comes just below our area of interest. And then this is where we want to target a minimum of 1 to 2 is to reward take profits, which can be increased to 1 to 3, depending on the strength of the trend. As you know very well, this is a scalp strategy, so we're only looking to target a 1 to 2 or 1 to 3 max risk to reward from the trade strategy. Now, let's get to look at a typical chart example of this right about here. Is a sell trader caught on volatility 10-1S index yesterday. And what I noticed was if whilst we were trading to the upside, we had ourselves a nice shift from bullish, where you can clearly see price making higher highs and higher lows. And then we had a nice structure shift from bullish trend to a bearish trend when we had this nice sell-off presenting us right here lower low. And then I noticed we continued to trade much lower as soon as we had this next sell impulse to the downside, creating right here the most recent lower low. Having fully confirmed the market's trend to the downside on volatility 10-1S index. This is where I moved quickly to identify an area of interest where I was potentially looking to get in sales. So at the lower highs that led to the lower low here, and then I needed to find an area of interest within this level. And this is where, looking to the left, identify the structural level right here, owing to the fact that we previously have found support right at the level while we're above the level from previous times. And then clearly having seen price broke below the level, I needed for the retracements to come right into this as my first level area of interest, being a previous level of support, now broken, expected to act as a resistance. So as soon as we add the 1 hourly time frame come right into my identified level area of interest, this is where I quickly moved down to the 5 minutes time frame. I think I had my entries from the 15 minutes time frame for sales. Now moving down to the 15 minutes time frame, just like I explained using the chart examples, this is where coming down to the 15 minutes time frame, I had noticed price was pointing us. The higher highs and the higher lows. And then as soon as we tapped into our 1 hourly time frame identified level area of interest, we had this nice rejection from the area of interest. And then all I needed now was the shift in structure from bullish to bearish. The 15 minutes time frame shift in structure from bullish to bearish, which I had waited for just to confirm that the selling momentum has kicked in right back into the market. So all I needed now for was the 15 minutes time frame to get in line with the 1 hourly time frame. So the 1 hourly time frame was clearly in a bearish downtrend. I needed for the 15 minutes time frame now to shift from the bullish trend to the bearish trend, which eventually did end up playing out. And then as soon as we had that shift, typically I would have gotten in on my sales right at this point and then have my stop loss just above the highs right at my area of interest here. But I went in for the second entry criteria, which would be when once we have a break of the lower time frame structure, clearly aligning the lower time frames with the 1 hour time frame. This is where usually I would wait for a little retracement, 15 minutes time frame retracement, just to give me a better risk to reward trade from the 15 minutes time frame. So again, this is where I tend to make use of the Fibonacci retracement from the lower, from the swing highs right here to the most recent swing low. Then I would love for price to nicely retrace into the 50 fib level. That's where I would enter an aggressive entry, sell entry, as soon as price taps into the 50 fib level. And that's the job of the Fibonacci retracement tool. And here I had my risk target for a 1 to 3, which ended up playing out perfectly well. Now, like I said, you can target a 1 to 2 risk to reward or a maximum of 1 to 3 risk to reward on this. And that's how I caught myself a nice 1 to 2 risk to reward on volatility 10-1S index for a trend continuation scalping trade. Also, I currently have a running trade on Crash 500 index, which I quickly would love to explain the very reasons as to why I got in on the sales on Crash 500 index. So quickly clearing up on my charts and explaining how I got in on the sell continuations using my very own sell continuation scalp strategy. Clearly looking at Crash 500 index, we have the trend in a bearish market where we can see price clearly giving us lower highs and lower lows. And then we had our previous lower high right about here that led to the formation of the most recent lower low. So having clearly established that the market structure is to the downside, we're in a downtrend, I was very much looking for sell continuation, trade opportunities in line with the downtrending market of crash 500 index right here as seen from the 1 hourly time frame. And this is where I'd clearly identified, after having seen price printed us this sell impulse to the downside, my area of interest right here being a previous support level, which ended up being broken by price, now expected to act as a resistance. And now this is where, again, as soon as we had these nice retracements come right into my hourly time frame area of interest, the previous level of support broken, now acting as a new resistance. I had scaled down to the 5 minutes time frame where I had my entry confirmation for sell. Now moving down to the 5 minutes time frame or the 15 minutes time frame, all I need to do is look for a structure shift in line with the hourly time frame trend bias. Now moving down to the 5 minutes time frame, what I noticed clearly was price pointing us higher highs and higher lows, making the 5 minutes time frame bullish. So now all I need from the 5 minutes time frame is alignment with that, the structural alignment with that of the 1 hourly time frame. And then I have myself my confirmation for sell, which ended up playing out as soon as I had the most recent higher low right here, taken out by price. So this is the higher low that led to the higher highs right about here. So as soon as we had this sell-off that took out this most recent higher low, that confirmed my structure shifts where price had printed a lower low. So that confirmed my structure shifts from bullish to bearish, aligning the 5 minutes time frame structure with that of the 1 hourly time frame. So having these two time frame structure in sync was my entry confirmation for sales. I easily would have had myself an aggressive sell entry right here. But then, of course, again, I had to wait for a little retracement, bringing in my FIB retracement tool right here. From this swing highs to the most recent swing lows, as soon as price taps into my FIB 50 retracement level, that's where I entered an aggressive sell from the 50 and have my stop losses just above the highs right about here. And also, I'm currently looking to target a 1 to 3 risk to reward on this. Now you can see if you have your targets set for 1 to 2, this would have had your TP smashed already. However, I'm going to keep holding my sales all the way till I have a 1 to 3 take profit targets. I'm currently having my trade risk free as I've moved my stop losses from where I have it right above the hourly time frame eyes right about here into a break evens, waiting for this to snatch my 1 to 3 risk to reward take profits. Now that's the video, guys. Thanks for watching. I hope you find this video insightful. Do well to go over it a couple of times to get a hang of the strategy. And don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button. Feel free to leave a comment down below. Let me know what you think about this. See you in the next video, guys.